Good morning, everybody. And this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So what do we have on the go here? I think let's just start on the weekly. So first things first, this tail above last week, rejection up there, and now we're below last week's bar. You know, some people see that as engulfing. I don't. I want to see this kind of structure for engulfing. So I want to see a solid green bar or a solid red bar, sort of engulfing the previous bar. So that to me is not engulfing. This one here is engulfing. That is the pin bar that's forming, but it's a pin bar that's forming in the middle of nowhere. So the only bit of structure that we do have, if we go to the left, is this weekly high here. There's a little bit of structure here, so that's kind of what we're rejecting. So this is a megaphone formation, and that's basically the way I'm seeing it. We've had a channel break, a flag break. We're coming back onto some structure. The question is where that structure is. I don't know where the options expiries are on the Dow Jones, so if you know where to find them, I'd have a look at that, because you probably find us hovering around in whatever area that is. So I suspect it's somewhere in here. And options expiry is today. So bearish outlook from the oscillators. Above the moving averages is kind of bullish. Flag break is kind of bullish. We don't have a crossover yet, so not that bullish. But you know, there's a lot going on here. So there's a lot of confusion. Strong move up, megaphone formation. You know, is this, we're going to bounce off the bottom and back to the top? Look to the left. This is a zone last year that was of of a lot of importance, because there were a lot of buyers coming in there. So same thing is carrying on. If we start drilling down through the time frames, you'll see moving averages still in a bullish structure. You are above the 155, and you're now grouping to the downside. So bullish, and bottom of what looks like a megaphone formation. Still kind of looking at structure, and then you've got this little bit of support here to the left, which we are testing at the moment, and we have a pin bar off it. So let's just put that level in as well. You can see the pin bar right here testing the flag. Now get down to the 3 hour, it starts getting interesting, because we now have a crossover, but this whole week has been below, above, below the moving averages. That's just confusion, and for me that just means we don't really know which direction we're going in, so you need to be cautious. I don't want to be short with the oscillators group to the downside. We are below, but I want to see a rejection of some structure before looking at this. So what does that mean to me? Basically, we're looking at 33,739 and 33,450. Reject those areas, and we'll see it on the 1 hour. Then I will be interested in looking for a move to the downside. Problem that I have on the hour is we do have a crossover here. We haven't had confirmation of that crossover, so we need a retest of this area, 33,740, for us to get confirmation. Oscillators separating quite nicely, looking like a bit of a flag forming. This high from yesterday is was that an 8-hour pin bar? Was that it's an 8-hour pin bar there, and we also have a 3-hour pin bar. Sorry, we've got an inside bar on the 3-hour. So point of my rambling this morning is there is so much structure here indicating from the higher time frames that this is the level we need to be paying attention to buy, and then on the lower time frames we've got lots of structure ahead here indicating any rejection here is the opportunity to short. So whenever you're sitting with a situation like that, it just shows you the confusion, because you don't really know which direction it's going. I am only interested in shorts around 33,740, and I would also look at 33,450, but for that one I need to be on the 15-minute charts. If we get a rejection up here, I'd be looking at that. And you can see even on the 15-minute, moving averages are quite far apart. So it's a fairly strong downtrend at the moment. but I need structure. I'm not going to just jump in here without having structure. We didn't really have structure apart from the open yesterday, which we tested that, and that's not something that I normally trade. So anyway, for me at the moment, options expiry today. We've got a fairly interesting setup brewing on the weekly. So I would want to I'd want to see where this weekly bar closes before actually seeing if we can find a direction. For me at the moment, there's no real direction here. We had a big move down yesterday, but we could have a big move up today. I mean, you've seen that earlier in the week. Big up, big down. So anything's possible, and it all depends where the options expiry is on the Dow Jones. For the S&P, I know it's at around 4,000. So, there's a strong magnet to the upside there. But on Dow Jones, I'm not 100% sure where it is. So, yeah, I think just going to sit back and wait. I don't believe what I'm seeing. It is, we're going against what the data says, and there's so much noise in the market. And the closer we get to Christmas, the lower the volumes are, and the more manipulation is going to come into play. So you could get trapped either way. I think for me at the moment, pay attention to this area. If you do get a rejection at 33,740, that would be a valid short signal for me. This one here is also something you need to pay attention to, and that's 33,450. But I'd want to see sort of 15-minute structure here. So the best way of doing that would be to do the following. Just wait for price action. So inside bar, pin bars, engulfing bars off this level. I want the oscillators group to the upside as well. Then your stop is going to be just above the structure, and your entry is going to be just below. So it should be between a 60 and 100 point stop loss. But then you're going to be looking for this level here. So it's this 33,110 again. I wouldn't want to go beyond that just yet. But that's a 3-to-1 trade, so that should be a fairly decent setup. So that's the only opportunity I see. If we don't retest one of these areas, then I am not interested in this market at all. Anyway, hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Cheers for now.